city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Pray lonely, got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. We are live on tour, and I know what you all are thinking right now. You're probably thinking, Bray, what are you doing right now? Well, we're about to talk about Tasha K. Y'all know I talked about her yesterday with the Obama lie, pretty much, because it is. Like, nobody ever heard of Barack Obama and his grandson being gay. No. And I will hope Nyla Says doesn't follow Tasha K's footsteps and post that, because people will ride at dawn for Barack Obama. If we had to give up somebody to save the world, we would give up Nyla Says or Tasha K and keep Barack. Okay? Like, don't. You know what's good for you. Know your role, stay in your place, and drive your speed limit. But I saw that Tasha K show yesterday, and there was something from that show that I wanted to play for y'all. So let's get to it, because higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down that iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Hopefully, all is well with you on your Saturday. Now, I'm gonna have to dog walk this for you, because if I just played the clip, then the stream is over. So I'm going to bring up history in order to showcase to you why this stream is so important. So we're going to go to this first. Okay. All right, here we go.
Couldn't get no goddamn car. Had all this money, but couldn't do shit. But it's all good. I'm up now. I'm up now. So I said, you know what? Since people want to be petty and keep dragging me into court, claiming they're gonna take my house, my kids ain't gonna go to school, none of this shit, bro. Like, I have never,
it's gonna be very important,
that I have been in court, I have never uttered those words about anybody. Your kids ain't gonna go to college. I'ma take your house. I'ma take your nigga. I'ma take your husband. I have never heard that type of shit, because it's not in me. Yeah, I may tell your business, but I don't wish no motherfucking bad against nobody.
Hey, everybody, listen
I don't wish to see nobody kids without. I don't wish to see nobody fucking homeless. I don't wish that. That's not the type of person I am. And that doesn't make me a better person or make me feel good that my neighbor is going through that. But this is what's been wished upon me. This is what has been told they're going to intentionally do to me. And I said, not motherfucking today, you won't. Not motherfucking today.
So, remember when Tasha K had to pay $60,000 because she talked about Stephon Diggs, right? Okay. And during this time, she was trying to sell her house. Some people thought that she was selling her house to pay Cardi B. Other people thought, no, she's trying to get some equity, pay other things, right? She has more than the Cardi B thing going on, right? Okay. Just want you to listen to the intensity of this rant. Hey, two people, welcome in. Like I said, everything that I'm going to show you is going to make sense here in just a minute. But I got to play this in order for you to understand the clips I'm going to play from her live stream that was yesterday. Here we go.
And that's why I took my motherfucking ass down to the bankruptcy court to let them crackers protect me. My black, loud, aggressive ass. And they did. And did. We are happily making payments. No problem. Everybody getting paid. We ain't have to lay off our workforce, even though everybody is fucking laying off. Tasha K is not laying off. We are expanding. And with that expansion comes more money. With more money comes bigger payments, and the judgment is paid off. But that's not fucking enough. It's never enough. So I did some praying all week with my grandmother, my mother-in-law. The two women, these women, they pray for me every day. They say, Tasha, we gonna pray, you go work. We got it here. All of this is confusion. The devil lives in confusion. Whenever people are trying to confuse you and keep you in a circle, keep you running back to old shit, that is the devil.
That's the devil, huh? That's the devil, huh? I would say it takes a devil to know a devil. You'll understand when I play some particular clips here in a minute. Let's continue to listen to Tasha K go off.
That is the fucking demon. You keep your eyes on the prize. You got all these motherfuckers down here depending on you. You stay focused. Let us pray. That's what they told me. And that's what the fuck I did. And that's why we out here winning, and we're going to continue to win. But since everybody want to play and keep me confused with all these documents, paperwork, going back to court, all of this shit, I pulled my card. I pulled my card. And I'm giving myself one motherfucking year.
1 year.
1 year. I don't give a fuck if I gotta sell Girl Scout cookies, bitch, ice cream, popcorn, wristbands. People that want to pure donate, we got the motherfucking Cash App up now. We got the Venmo up now. Since motherfuckers want to keep me tied up in the court, guess what? I'm going to pull the one card that my viewers asked me to do. Just so I can focus and make content for them. Because you're too busy. Focus the fuck on me. Everybody.
Well, here's the thing, right? You're a public figure, right? So that comes with the territory, right? So, child, there's so much content. By the way, fuck those two white girls whooping on that black girl. I know about that story. And I just shared it on one of my social media platforms that there was two white guys that grabbed up somebody, and then there was a football player in Florida that got powed by police in the middle of the night, even though all he was trying to do was ask for directions. So there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. I mean, hell, you look at my channel, our channel. I say it's my channel because I'm the one operating it and putting up the content and everything, but it's our channel because you guys contribute. But there's plenty of actual factual things to talk about, right? So nobody is really that focused on you, right? The biggest thing right now in the culture is Nolan Xavier Wells. But let's continue to listen to Tasha K, who believes that everybody is focused on her, allegedly. Here we go.
Look everywhere. You mad? So yeah, I put up the GoFundMe and will. And my whole team said, what the fuck took you so long, Tasha? admired your tenaciousness and tenacity or whatever the word is. But what took you so long? Pride, ego. Didn't think the party deserved it. But it ain't even about me at this point because that money come and go. This is unlocking something in me that is really going to transcend and transform everything about my platform. And just like I'm raising money so that I can stay focused, I'm going to use this same tactic. I promise you, with everything in me, bro. With everything in me. I'm only 44 years old. I got a long time. I promise you. Let me get this right. Let me get this right. I'm going to use the same tactic. I'm going to be paying y'all motherfucking bills. I'm going to be paying y'all rent. The same shit I've been doing. We just sent a rent check out today to a wino who was getting evicted. I don't talk about that shit. And Amanda Seals, let me tell you something. I want you to clip this. I really do. I really want you to clip this. For real.
So you heard the rant about the GoFundMe, right? Now, okay, let's look at, let me see if there's anything else here because I want to make sure. All right, here. Want y'all to listen to this part.
I'm giving away, but then wouldn't even touch their hand, slid the motherfucking money through the crack of the window because he couldn't stand to be in their presence.
Now, I'm going to give you context on that. Kevin Hart, said, I got money, and slid it out, the window. So that was that part. But listen to this particular part here, too. This was, y'all remember Conscious TV when he did, No More Drama? I can't play because I won't make any money on the stream, but I want you to listen to this part here.
People do shit to play with y'all. I ain't never once using my platform to beg for nothing. But because motherfuckers want to play with me and play God, watch me use God to clear this shit the fuck up. And then when I do, guess what? My freedom of speech is fucking restored. No NDA, no nothing. Then what's up? What's up? Ain't no change. I asked God this weekend, break the fucking chain. It's been 9 years. Break the chain. He said, pull that car and watch me work. And thank you to every motherfucking body. Thank you to all my supporters, one, for making me realize that I deserve these blessings.
Okay. Now, y'all remember all the coverage, right? I mean, everybody was talking about Tasha K and this GoFundMe, right? And she said she was going to give herself 1 year. 1 year. I'm going to read some articles here. Read just a couple of articles. Just to show you that there were many people talking about it. And y'all gonna be like, Bray, what does all this have to do with this? Believe me, everything I do has purpose, right? It's right here, BET. Tasha K launches GoFundMe to help pay off millions owed to Cardi B after losing a defamation case to the Bronx rapper. The blogger says she's sticking to her $20,000 monthly payments, but hopes supporters can help speed up the process. Tasha K is asking the internet for a little financial support. The blogger recently launched a GoFundMe to help chip away at the she still owes Cardi B. If you remember, Cardi took Tasha to court back in 2019 over some things the blogger said about her online. Fast forward to 2022, and a jury sided with the Bronx rapper, awarding her roughly $4 million in damages and legal fees. Now Tasha has turned to her supporters to help lighten that load. On the fundraiser page, she explained that people have been telling her for years to start, but she initially felt like the situation was hers to handle alone. Okay. I always refused because I believed it was my responsibility to handle on my own, she wrote. But after many conversations with you all, I'm finally listening. The case just didn't stop at slander claims. Tasha was also found liable for defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress after Cardi accused her of spreading false rumors about her personal life, including allegations about drug use, sexual activity, and STDs. You guys remember Tasha K said that Cardi and her child had herpes. Okay? Alright, so listen. In 2023, Tasha filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in an effort to reorganize her finances. Earlier this year, she and Cardi agreed to a court-approved payment plan that required Tasha to pay nearly $1.2 million over the next 5 years. Under that agreement, the payments start out about $176,000 in the first year and increase to over $318,000 by year 5. Spread it out over monthly installments. After those 5 years are up, Cardi still has the option to pursue whatever balance remains. According to Tasha, he has already been making steady payments towards the judgment. I'm currently making my court order payments of $20,000 per month from my own income, she wrote, and I'll continue doing that no matter what is raised here. She also made it clear that any money donated through the GoFundMe will go directly towards reducing the overall balance with the goal of paying it off faster. So that was BET who covered it, right? Complex also covered this story as well. Okay. Tasha K launches GoFundMe to pay Cardi B judgment, seeks $3.5 million from fans. Right here. Tasha K has launched a GoFundMe to help pay off the millions of dollars she owes Cardi B. You can find it here, which is right there. We're going to go with that GoFundMe here in a minute. In 2019, Cardi sued Tasha for slander. In 2022, the rapper was awarded $4 million in damages and legal fees. The blogger is now asking for her fans to help pay down her judgment. For years, many of you have asked me to start a fundraiser to help me pay off the judgment against me. I have always refused because I believed it was my responsibility to handle it on my own. But after many conversations with you, I'm finally listening. Tasha wrote on her GoFundMe page. In addition to the judgment, Tasha was found liable for defamation, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Cardi accused Tasha of spreading rumors about the Bronx hitmaker's personal life, including drug use, sexual acts, and STDs. In 2023, Tasha filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to help manage her debt. Last February, she and Cardi agreed to a bankruptcy settlement plan, which said that Tasha will pay Cardi nearly $1.2 million over the next 5 years in monthly installments under the Chapter 11 reorganization plan approved by a judge. Good damn. I mean, just... Tasha K's payments will start at $176,532 in the first year and then will increase to $318,653 by the 5th year over a 12-month period. Cardi then has the right to pursue the remaining balance after 5 years. According to Tasha K's GoFundMe, she pays a monthly amount toward the judgment. I'm currently making court order payments of $20,000 per month from my own income, and I will continue to make those payments regardless of what was raised here from my own income, she wrote. Meaning I will personally contribute my own funds to pay this down faster. Every dollar raised from this GoFundMe will strictly go toward reducing the judgment balance. So BET covered it. Complex covered it. Black Enterprise, they also covered it. Believe me, I have to dog walk this for y'all, because if you don't understand the moves that are happening around you, you won't understand what you're seeing in front of you. Okay? Tasha K launches GoFundMe, asks internet to help pay down millions owed to Cardi B. Tasha K is now reaching out to her Winos community to help pay down the damages owed to the rapper. Tasha K, also known as Tasha K, is leaning on the internet support to help pay the defamation judgment she owes Cardi B. The blogger has launched a GoFundMe amid her hefty payments to the Bronx rapper. The two parties were in a long legal battle over gossip Tasha K spread about Cardi B on her infamous blog. Now Tasha K has called on her Winos community to help her through this financial strain she brought on herself while claiming to have initially refused help. Tasha K finally relented after apparent conversations with her followers. For years, many of you have asked me to start a fundraiser to help me pay off the judgment against me. I have always refused because I believe it was my responsibility to handle it on my own. But after many conversations with you all, I'm finally listening. She wrote on the page's description, Cardi sued the blogger in 2019 for slander, alleged defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The 2022 result of the case left Tasha K on the Grammy wearing around $4 million in damages and legal fees. However, that debt became overwhelming for Tasha K's pockets. Previously covered on Black Enterprise, the blogger even filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2023 to free up funds for the payments. Last March, the two parties agreed to a payment plan where Tasha K would pay the rapper around $1.2 million in the next 5 years. Under this plan, Tasha K must make court order payments of $20,000 a month, giving Cardi B $136,000 in total in the first year alone. She added, this fundraiser is being created for one purpose only, to pay down the judgment so I can close this chapter and move forward without constant legal distractions. However, Tasha K still plans to pull her weight and keep her personal payments on schedule regardless of the GoFundMe success. This amount is also a mere fraction of the total due to Cardi B. She also says the constant owing is putting her deeper into financial stress as creditors bring her back to court for more filings. The blogger says this legal hassle has added fees on her tight budget. Tasha K continued, I don't have $3.5 million sitting in cash, but with the help of my community, we can accelerate paying this off so I can finally move forward and focus on creating, reporting, and entertaining without constant interruption. However, supporters could get more bang for their buck. Tasha K announced merch incentives for the winos who chip in. The 44-year-old who celebrated a birthday on March 10th also said how the only gift she wants to split this chapter behind me. As of March 17th, the GoFundMe has raised over $10,500 of its $3.5 million goal. And then baller alert, as you see here, right? Also talked about it. Tasha K is officially asking her fans to help dig her out of a multi-million-dollar hole. The gossip personality, whose real name is Tasha K, launched a GoFundMe campaign this week aimed at paying off a staggering $3.5 million judgment she owes to the rap superstar Cardi B. Despite her massive online following, the fundraiser is off to a rocky start, having raised only $1,750 at the time of writing. The legal saga began in 2022 when a federal jury found Tasha K liable for defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress following a malicious campaign of false claims against Cardi B. After losing her appeals and filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, Tasha is now under a court order plan to settle the debt. In a personal message shared with her winos, Tasha explained her change of heart regarding the fundraiser. For years, many of you have asked me to start a fundraiser to help pay off the judgment against me. I always refused because it was my responsibility to handle it on my own. But after many conversations with you all, I'm finally listening to you. Tasha revealed that she is currently paying $20,000 a month toward the judgment from her own pocket. The commitment says she will continue regardless of the GoFundMe success. She described the ongoing legal pressure as a system that never seems to end, knowing that creditors can still bring her back to court for examinations and filings even while she's making her payments. I don't have $3.5 million sitting in cash, but with the help of my community, we can accelerate paying this off so I can finally move forward and focus on creating, reporting, entertaining without constant interruption. She added to further incentivize her support. She announced an upcoming Kickstarter campaign featuring exclusive merchandise, right? So, you have 4 outlets along with many other bloggers covering it. Now, I'm going to pull up Beth Being Beautifully Honest because she is a Tasha K supporter. She says that she's not my child. She's a whole moderator over there, okay? So, cut the shit. But I'm going to play a particular video of Beth because you guys remember when she got that deal with Oceanic Trade Winds, right? Let's talk about that. Give me one moment, y'all. I know what y'all are saying. Bray, can you just play the clip? I'm telling you right now, I have to dog walk this. Because if I showed you the clip, it wouldn't make any sense, right?
This reaction.
So, here we go with Beth Being Beautifully Honest talking about Oceanic Trade Winds. Here we go.
Some people have, Tasha K's new partnership with Oceanic Trade Winds. I feel like it's going to be fascinating. Some people are upset. And, some people are celebrating. Listen, here's the irony. The very people who spent years saying she needed to pay Cardi B should be some of the happiest people in the room right now. Why? Because a bigger platform and bigger opportunities usually mean bigger checks, right?
I want you to listen.
But let's talk about it, shall we?
Listen. Oh yeah, we're gonna skip this over. Let's try to get some content.
Listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. So let us proceed. Listen, I want to get into this post that Tasha K shared on her IG. It says, grateful to officially begin this partnership with Super Radio / Amplify Voices. Thank you for believing in my brand and vision. I knew after my first meeting with your team that it was going to be you that we partner with it. And this is only the beginning. All right, let's get into this video.
In New York City, I couldn't really sleep. You get to hear the train. And it is officially signing day. They wanted this to be a vlog of inspiration, you guys. We would not be here if it wasn't for us. No, I'm not paying for the makeup artist.
So this was the signing day for Tasha K to be with Oceanic Trade Winds. Now, Rick Party, who found Tasha K, Rick Party, he has been the voice of BET, ESPN. He was on Miami radio station. Rick Party's been around for a very long time. And like I said, you're probably wondering, Bray, what does this have to do with what you just talked about with the GoFundMe? Why did you play Tasha K's rant? I'm getting to that. Believe me, y'all know me by now. You saw the thumbnail, you know my voice, Demi, you know why you're here. I'm not just gonna come on and clickbait y'all like that. Come on now. Listen, let's continue on. Everything is gonna make sense here in just a minute.
Tasha K is like me. She don't even need makeup. I'm not like a no makeup girly for the most part. Just give me some lashes and some lips, get my brows filled in, and I'm good to go. And listen, I don't care if y'all don't like the fact that I'm talking about Tasha K. I'm talking about this because I want to, not because nobody's telling me to or anybody's telling me to or anything like that. I talk about who I like to talk about when I have the time to talk about it. And she's short like me, so that's another thing we got in common. I'm 5'2" without heels on, all right? Without any shoes on.
This is a big day. Thanks, girl. All right, now so still over show. Oh, because the last time
we were talking about Amplify.
Yeah.
Hey, great to meet you.
Look at that!
I'm sorry, Raphael George from remember?
You don't know. My picture's going on the wall.
That is amazing.
Because every woman I know knows who she is. Love her or hate her, they know who she is.
That part.
New York, Detroit. She is the queen of social media, one of the biggest and brand influences that are out there. Get someone like Tasha, on our Amplify Voices network. I mean, it's just, you get someone with the massive scale, but also you engage with your audience. You're down there in the trenches. That video you showed me, you're walking right through there. They know you. They're passionate. So
We ready to sign. We're ready to sign. Lino, we did this. Y'all know I started in a bedroom of my closet. No sheets on the bed, teddy bear on the bed. Teddy's still part of the show. Look where we at now. Don't think I'm changing now. Okay. So is this where I sign that? I don't want to sign.
Yeah, you want to sign where it says your name.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
This is baby bag.
That's that brilliant. John Campanerio, that was with me in the trenches, building Wendy Williams. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had the success we had with Wendy. So John is going to be part of the team.
It was something I saw in.
I wonder if that's her new wine. If you don't know, she has a wine that's launching. If that is, that's a pretty bottle.
or that I've seen in all the greats.
I learned a lot. And she was just, and I said to myself, wow, it's going to be hard to have somebody that's that brilliant. Can somebody come in and be at that level or higher? When I met Tasha, she actually exceeded I had no idea of how your family life and how creative you were, and your drive, and your passion, and your focus, and also your heart. So you are like one of the most misunderstood people I've ever represented before.
Did you hear what he said? He said she is one of the most misunderstood that he's ever represented before. I don't know anything about him, but I would have to say I agree when I hear him say she is one of the most misunderstood, period.
So here's the thing, right, about this. Whenever you are signed to somebody, right, there is a morality clause, right? There is a morality clause. And here's the thing. I think sometimes people take up the mantle of being misunderstood as a shield, but yet they negate the fact of what they've, caused for themselves with their own behavior. But let's keep listening to Beth. Let's keep listening. And then after that, we're going to look at the GoFundMe. Okay? All right, let's keep going.
A lot of people, they just take the clips, the viral clips, the people that she's talking about, the news that she's dropping, or the allegedlys or whatever, to make her out to be this dastardly, dark person. And that's far from the case. But anyway, let's continue.
It's like everybody thinks this is Tasha. No, you don't know the Tasha. I know Tasha. That's why we're excited about showing that in the television working on as well.
Hey.
That's the thing.
Yeah, they smell good. They already know.
Can I bring your
Well, cheers. Bless everybody. Have a fantastic party.
Shout out to Rihanna, okay? Shout out to her. Yes, indeed.
Maybe not. Let me try. Because I don't want it to get flagged with the music that's in the background.
Okay. Am I gonna have to take a blood off this on this end?
Oh my God, she is crazy.
That you Illuminati or something?
I don't know about that. I'm here to illuminate your vision.
Okay.
That's an illumination.
Okay, cool.
And since we were talking about amplified, we're amplifying and illuminating.
Yes.
Tasha's crazy. She should have asked that before. She should have asked that before she signed. She should have asked that before she signed, because hey, shit, the signing could have been the Illuminati stuff, not after like this some other document design. I'm just kidding, but that I think is amazing, and I wanted to share that because look, guys, the mere fact that this has happened for her, I'm really excited to see this because there's just something funny about the reactions that some people have to the news about this deal. Because for years, the critics have said the same thing, whether it's in our comment section or content creators that are doing it, saying, pay Cardi, stop running, you owe that money, and you need to shut up at the same time. Like, if this is what she does for a living, how do you expect this woman to pay the money when you want her to stay silent? Okay? Well, if that's truly their position, they should be celebrating this new partnership. Because think about it, a syndication deal means new opportunities, new audiences, and new revenue streams, new business relationships. And if the goal is for Tasha K to continue meeting her financial obligations, and trust and believe, Cardi is not her only financial obligation. And in my personal...
And this is true, that Cardi's not the only financial obligation, right? And Beth is right that, a deal like this can do a lot of good, right? But here's the thing, though. Even though we're in a new age where streaming is the king and queen, integrity is still everything, right? And I don't think that Beth is understanding that if she gets a radio deal, it's not going to be in the millions of dollars, right? let's just say that, for example, nephew Tommy, he's been on the Steve Harvey Morning Show for a long time, and he went to go do, the nephew Tommy drive time show, right? Let's just say he loves the Steve Harvey Morning Show, but he wants to do, drive time from 11 to 1, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Let's just say nephew Tommy wants to do the nephew Tommy drive, midday show from 11 to 4, right? If he wants to do that, I can see nephew Tommy getting paid $5 million a year to do the nephew Tommy midday show, because he's been on the Steve Harvey Morning Show for over 2 decades, right? So the capital that Tasha has, right, is not the same capital as other celebrities who have had longer resumes. This is not degrading her. This is not reducing her. This is not trying to erase her in no shape, form, or fashion. But you also got to think about TV. Now, Wendy, she did what she did, but also too, she had that vulnerability to her. I'll never forget when Wendy Williams talked about, a C pipe, right? And she talked about her and Whitney, and that relatable, that conversation, that infamous conversation you can still hear on YouTube, right? And how she cried about that. Let's not forget when, do you like this dress that I'm wearing? My mom picked it out. She died. Right? Wendy has always had a vulnerability to her that made you want to root for her. And I mean, come on now. She just said Barack Obama and his grandson are gay. She said that Emory University, validated this and third, but it's like, I don't think Oceanic Trade Winds knew what they were getting with Tasha, because you can there's yourself and there's your damn self. But I don't think that you can just do what you want to do and there's no consequences, right? There has to be other, obligations within the contract. But let's keep listening to Beth.
Opinion, she's not the most important either. Let's just be real. But the same woman who feels that she is the most important to be paid has been rooting for her to be extinguished, non-existent anymore. She doesn't want her family to prosper, talking about her kids are not going to be able to go to college and all the other nasty, terrible things that she said. But she's been rewarded for her mouth. And times that she has come back out to say something about something she may have said with her mouth that was just dirty. Oh, I was just whatever. And people excuse it. Oh, that's just Cardi. What? But I just want to talk about what I'm noticing, because some people don't seem happy about the deal at all, which raises the interesting question. Was the concern ever really about the money, or was it about wanting to see someone fail? Because those are two very different things. Let's be beautifully honest, guys. A lot of content creators built entire video catalogs discussing Tasha K. Some of you may feel like I've done the same thing, but that has never been the intent. If anything,
and you have. I'm being facetious, but not really. She has, but she talks about this stuff too. Me, I got through that old, broken, dilapidated, decrepit show, Love, Marriage, Huntsville, but I've risen up in the ranks to be able to talk about anything and everything, right? And here's the thing, right? I don't believe that just because the parent is a dumbass means that the kid should fail, right? And even her husband said, you really should stop talking about Cardi. This is going too far. So, it's not like Tasha K is getting this hell for no reason, right? So, when we're talking about, Tasha K should shut up, we're not saying that Tasha K can't talk about other topics. It's just this particular topic, after you lost, you should really be more careful in how you move, right? But, of course, Beth being beautifully honest, she's behind the 8 ball mentally. So let's keep going.
I've done content about some people that she's discussed, and I've shared what she said about them, simply because, to be honest with you, I have more of a reactionary channel. So it's just a little bit easier for me because, one, I have other things that I do business-wise. So this is more of a hobby for me. And I'm also a caregiver for my husband. So I don't really have a whole lot of time to invest in content creation. Not knocking those who do, but that's just not what I do full time. But anyway, Some supported her and many criticized her. Some practically turned her into a permanent category on their channels. And you've had some that were in her corner in the beginning, and then they like switched just like that. And not only switched, but they're linking up with other content creators that don't like her either. And that to me is a whole other level of just some bullshit. It's my personal opinion. But Cardi, she should actually be the first to celebrate this, because I believe she's guaranteed to get her money in the amount of time that she wants to get it. But I highly doubt she's happy for her, because again, like I said, I don't believe it was about defamation or the dollars. It was more about, I want to see this woman destroyed.
Here's the thing, Beth, being beautifully honest. I've said this before. Let's say that you and your child had STD. Somebody just said that with no proof. Would that be cool with you? Would that not be defaming your character? Like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Let's continue.
So out of all those D's, she wanted destruction, not being held accountable for defamation or getting those dollars that she's owed. It's my personal opinion, and I stand on that. So many of the same people, you know, who repeatedly said, pay Cardi her money, she needs to pay Cardi, are now upset that she's landed this business opportunity. So it's confusing. If someone owes money, wouldn't you want them making more of it so that you can guarantee that you're going to get it? You can't simultaneously argue that a person needs income to satisfy legal obligations and bills while being angry every time they create a new stream of income. That's like complaining that the person making the payments got a better job. That doesn't make sense. The math don't math. So whether you love Tasha K, you can't stand her, this new deal represents growth, and growth usually creates options. So perhaps the people celebrating her downfall should actually be celebrating her success. Because if she earns more, everybody connected to that financial situation potentially benefits. That's why the reactions have been revealing. And it's showing who's concerned about accountability and who's simply invested in the downfall narrative. That's just my opinion about the situation. And I want to know what you guys think. You can be beautifully honest about it.
We're about to be beautifully honest. So let's go to the GoFundMe, right? So here it is here. $15,773, right? Out of 3.5 million. 1%, 525 donations. Last donation was 4 months ago. So I want to show you where I got this from, because I don't want anybody to say, Braylon, you're doing too much. Y'all, this was literally on her channel. This is the show that I got from. Beyonce dropped, Tamar, Braxton Begg, and Soulja Boy Wake Up Call, Charmaine the Guy, Lizzo. Now, I'm going to play this clip here. Let me make sure this is the right one.
Okay, that's very enticing.
Okay. So, this clip that I'm about to play for y'all right here, right? Apparently, Tamar Braxton is on TikTok doing battles. I don't know if you know what a battle is, but basically, let's just say it's me versus Kempire, and whoever gets the most amount of, you know, jewels or gifts or whatever in that amount of time wins the battle, right? So, Tasha K was talking about a battle that she was on, right? And, you know, Peaches McIntyre said, you should really get on battle, and the winos kept telling her, right? And she talks about how Tamar is a amazing singer, but why is she begging out here? I want you to listen to how she feels about asking money, asking for money rather from people. I just want you to watch this. Here we go.
Okay, that's very enticing. It's very enticing. But coming from where I come from, this may be a pride thing, this may be an ego thing. People going through it. I make great money. You guys have seen my tax returns on other people's channels. Talking about my bankruptcy, y'all know. Okay? I'm good over here, blessed. It just does not make me feel good when I just take something from someone or persuade people to give me something when I'm not giving them anything in return. So I would rather sell products that I use. You have a choice to buy the product or not. I'm great at sales. I'm great at, marketing and promoting things that I personally use. And if you happen to have it in your budget, you get it. But me just simply sitting up saying, give it to me. I'm just built different. I'm built different. Now, Tamar.
Okay, so you heard that, right? You heard that, right? You heard that, right? Okay. I'm going to play it 2 more times here. And you're probably wondering, why do I play it 3 times for y'all anytime that we talk about any subject, right? The first time, you need to hear it for what it is. The second time, you need to hear it to make sure that your first mind was your right mind. And then the third time is for confirmation. Okay, so let's play this 2 more times. Here we go.
Okay, that's very enticing. It's very enticing. But coming from where I come from, this may be a pride thing, this may be an ego thing. People going through it. I make great money. You guys have seen my tax returns on other people's channels. Talking about my bankruptcy, y'all know. Okay? I'm good over here, blessed. It just does not make me feel good when I just take something from someone or persuade people to give me something when I'm not giving them anything in return. So I would rather sell products that I use. You have a choice to buy the product or not. I'm great at sales. I'm great at, marketing and promoting things that I personally use. And if you happen to have it in your budget, you get it. But me just simply sitting up saying, give it to me. I'm just built different. I'm built different. Now, Tamar.
One more time for the one more time. Here we go, y'all. And then I'm going to bring in the big shaboozy. Okay, here we go.
Okay, that's very enticing. It's very enticing. But coming from where I come from, this may be a pride thing, this may be an ego thing. People going through it. I make great money. You guys have seen my tax returns on other people's channels. Talking about my bankruptcy, y'all know. Okay? I'm good over here, blessed. It just does not make me feel good when I just take something from someone or persuade people to give me something when I'm not giving them anything in return. So I would rather sell products that I use. You have a choice to buy the product or not. I'm great at sales. I'm great at, marketing and promoting things that I personally use. And if you happen to have it in your budget, you get it. But me just simply sitting up saying, give it to me. I'm just built different. I'm built different. Now, Tamar.
Now, there's nothing wrong with selling products, right? There's YouTube shopping. I don't know if Tasha K knows about YouTube shopping, but she should get into that, right? That's a way to make money, right? There's nothing wrong with, your winos giving you money, right? If people are free, if people want to give, they can freely give. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But then in that same stream, I want you to listen to this. Here we go.
That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, oh, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? So here's this right here. I asked Google. In this video, Tasha K mentions GoFundMe in the context of her own personal history regarding internet rumors, clarifies that a GoFundMe campaign associated with her was a troll and not something she actually created or endorsed for herself. She uses this to emphasize that she does not beg for money online, preferring to work and promote products instead. So you mean to tell me that this whole GoFundMe was a troll? That 525 people donated to a troll of a GoFundMe? Is that what we're doing? I'm just asking a question. I am just asking a question. I am just asking a question. Now, somebody's gonna go, Bray, you're doing too much. She said it in her stream. That was literally from that stream that was on her channel. I am taking publicly available information and bringing it to y'all. She literally said, don't worry about that. Don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. Don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. Don't let that GoFundMe fool. Don't let that GoFundMe fool. Don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. Hey, what? Hey, I said what I said. So, if you're wondering what's going on, right? Remember the rant that Tasha K had where she said, I'm going to give this thing 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. Right? And she had the Cash App, the Venmo, all that stuff, right? And she was on a, thank you. And like I said what I said knows me. Do I just pull out anything out my ass to have a platform or to drag people or just to be hateful? Come on now. Okay? So after that rant, right? After everybody talked about your GoFundMe, then you have this overall deal with Oceanic Trade Winds. Then you had to pay $60,000 because you talked about Stephon Diggs when he wasn't supposed to after everybody told you to shut your ass up, right? Then on your own show, right? And let's not forget you tried to hide money from Cardi B too. With all that being said, then thank you. So then on that show, which let me show you the tile so that way everybody can go. So that way everybody, so let me show y'all right here. This is the timestamp. Go to 44 minutes and 12 seconds to 44 minutes and 20 seconds, right? Okay, all right, let me go back to the GoFundMe because I want to show y'all the title of the show, okay? Just so everybody can know what it is here, okay? Give me a moment. All right, so here is the show right here. I want everybody to see what show this is, okay? Right here, Beyonce dropped Tamar, Braxton Beggin, Soulja Boy, Wake Up Call, Charmaine the God, and Lizzo. This show came out yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, she said this, okay? I'm gonna just play it for you, okay? I don't want to hear nothing from the winos. I don't want to hear nothing from Tasha K. You said this. Roll it.
Okay. That's very enticing. It's very enticing. But coming from where I come from, this may be a pride thing, this may be an ego thing. People going through it. I I make great money. You guys have seen my tax returns on other people's channels. Talking about my bankruptcy, y'all know. Okay? I'm good over here, blessed. It just does not make me feel good when I just take something from someone or persuade people to give me something when I'm not giving them anything in return. So I would rather sell products that I use. You have a choice to buy the product or not. I'm great at sales. I'm great at, marketing and promoting things that I personally use. And if you happen to have it in your budget, you get it. But me just simply sitting up saying, give it to me. I'm just built different. I'm built different. Now, Tamar.
And did you notice in that same clip, and it just came to my brain, you said that you make great money, but you said you didn't have it. Your famous quote was, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. But then, in that same stream, Tasha, you said, and I quote, this right here.
Dude, that was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll.
And you said it live, child. And you know that timestamp that I showed you? All I did was just I screen recorded it and just kept replaying it. She was on YouTube doing impromptu lives late at night asking for help for her GoFundMe. She wore a scarf around her head and face like she was a Muslim. Exactly. We all remember that. And y'all, nobody is trying to take Tasha K down. Let me show you our YouTube channel, okay? Because we have content, okay? We got plenty of content. We have so much content that, child, somebody could say, hey, listen. Right here, let me show you. Right here, here we go. I talked about her yesterday because she said allegedly that Barack Obama and her grandson are gay, and then Nyla says that, yeah, that's true. It's like, have you not learned your lesson? We talked for 6 hours about Disney last night. I did a test stream because I didn't know my audio was good or not. But here we talked about Christine Walmsley, Erica Schwartz, Africa. There was an AI map of Africa courtesy of the U.S. State Department. Dominique Dillon, who fell asleep on a live broadcast of Good Morning Memphis and all the love that she's been getting, talking about Howard University giving voluntary offers to 600 staff, expunging AI that helps get your record expunged, Meta glasses being called pervert glasses by Jimmy Kimmel, and then JT Austin feeling away that he couldn't be a part of Wizards Beyond Replace. Braylon Lee was on the Don Lemon show, in case you missed that. We talked about Roland Martin's, scandal, but really, Roland's gonna be okay. We talked about Emmanuel E being the nobody version of Coon Icket TV, And if you're wondering why I'm calling him Coon Icky TV, because he said we shouldn't judge the boys of murder, but yet he said he was big mad when Officer Tatum or Race Bane Tatum held back video of others, and he said everybody on Horn Island could be a witness. Well, you said we shouldn't judge the boys, so everybody on Horn Island who could be a witness is also a suspect. Talked about this guy Jason Clough, who was a Hollywood producer that was charged with a Ponzi scheme by the federal government for $100 million. Housewives, like, we've been doing stuff over here. So nobody is focused on Tasha, but what you're not going to do is think that you're bigger than the program. That's what the fuck you're not going to do. So I am so sorry that I caught you. My bad. You said it in your live. Now listen, before anybody believes, well, Bray, you're not that big of a channel. You're not going to really... Listen, I was on Coffee Unfiltered's channel, and there was a short with our music on it. Why do I bring up that example, right? I was on Kim Power's channel before. I was on the Don Lemon Show, like I said. Content creators do look up their names, guys. They do. They do. Some wino will probably see this and then ask Tasha K, hey, there's this content creator said that you said in your live stream that don't let the GoFundMe fool me. Don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. If you don't believe that'll happen, I believe it will happen. Absolutely, because from the outside looking in, you're wondering like, wait, what GoFundMe are you talking about, right? That's what you're thinking. You're thinking like, what GoFundMe are you talking about? But we only know of one GoFundMe, right? That was for Cardi B. So you cannot, like I said, you have every right to sell products. People have the right to give it to you freely. But when you're saying that that GoFundMe was a troll, then you also got to admit that rant that you did was a troll. And do you think Oceanic Trade Winds is going to take to the likes of somebody trolling consumers? I'm just asking. If I'm the CEO of Oceanic Trade Winds and I hear that one of my clients said in her live stream or his live stream that don't let that GoFundMe fool you, that was a troll and deceiving people out of money, that's not a good look for Oceanic Trade Winds. That's not a good look for Rick Party. But hey, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Once again, I'll let it play.
That was a troll. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll.
One thing I said what I said.
I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll.
Now, I said what I said, asked a good question. She asked, is it possible that someone else tried setting up another GoFundMe on her behalf? And that's very possible. We all know how many gifts and goals have been made for other people. We all know how many GoFundMes have been made for other people, right? So that could be very well possible. But the problem is, I don't know of any other GoFundMes. Let me look. Let me see. Okay. So here it is here, right? Very good question. Very good question. Let me switch to this. Now, I'm going to zoom in, okay? I'm going to zoom in. Now, hang on, sorry, y'all. Now, that's Tasha K, Walker Palmer, $1,762. Prayers up to her. You got Tasha K, $15,773 here. Rock Out Tony D Fund by Sean Krassenberg, $37,450. Support for Tasha After Matthew's Passing by Dominique Kapoor, $3,340. Help Tasha Kearns through emergency brain aneurysm by Christy Formas, $335 raised. Help Helen repair her leaky roof by Tasha Carson, $725. Help Tasha keep her car and rebuild her life by Tasha Smith for $155. And then Help Tasha's Kids After Tragedy by LaTasha Lufford. Then you got the nonprofits, Asha for Education, Covina, California, Basha Elementary, PTO, Chandler, Arizona. Then you have Tasha K, Tasha Cohen, Tasha Kearney, Tasha Kelly. I just give facts, ladies and gentlemen. And that was a great question. That was absolutely a great question. Because that's very well possible. But that's why I went to the search bar just to see. So like I said, the winos got it. And let me tell you something. When I played back that clip, I looked at the live read chat replay. I don't think they even got it. I don't think that her audience that day understood that Tasha K said on live that I was a lie, I was a cheat. And I don't really care about y'all no more. Shout out to Angela Bassett. So, listen, I'm not coming on here with this to drag Tasha K down. She does that plenty by her motherfucking damn self. But all I'm doing is asking questions. Shout out to Karmic Resolution and Crash Files for that audio of her crash out. Shout out to BET, right? Complex, Black Enterprise, and Baller Alert for that intel. Shout out to Beth Being Beautifully Honest for talking about the deal. Like I said, y'all can go find all this information. And like I said, the timestamp for y'all, in case y'all really want to know, y'all. Because if nothing else, I am honest. Right here. 4412 to 4420. Y'all can't see it, my bad. Right there. Just kill that timestamp. You'll hear it for yourself. I don't have to make anything up, y'all. I know it's hard to believe that somebody could actually be a real human being who has integrity, who is responsible and accountable for what they do. I know it's hard. But y'all, like, child, listen. Hot child. And like I said, it might take a minute for this live to go because people are gonna be like, what do you mean intellectual CTE is a thing? Y'all, I'm being facetious. CTE is in football, but I do believe intellectual CTE is a real thing where you forget your shit. If I was her attorney, the one that she promotes all the time on her show, I would be calling Tasha K right now. Hey, did you hear about this guy, Braylon Lee? No, I never heard of him. What did he say? Well, he said, don't worry about that GoFundMe. That was a troll. client, let her know, hey, you need to watch your mouth. Because there are people out here watching you. I'll let y'all hear the clip again, child. Give me a moment. Here's this clip talking about her, with her talking about how she doesn't want to take from people, right? Here we go.
Okay, that's very enticing. It's very enticing. But coming from where I come from, this may be a pride thing, this may be an ego thing. People going through it. I make great money. You guys have seen my tax returns on other people's channels. Talking about my bankruptcy, y'all know. Okay? I'm good over here, blessed. It just does not make me feel good when I just take something from someone or persuade people to give me something when I'm not giving them anything in return. So I would rather sell products that I use. You have a choice to buy the product or not. I'm great at sales. I'm great at, marketing and promoting things that I personally use. And if you happen to have it in your budget, you get it. But me just simply sitting up saying, give it to me. I'm just built different. I'm built different. Now, Tamar,
she told us people were watching her when she made that statement. Exactly. Exactly right. And like I said, I don't think her audience understood, like, she just fucked up. But that's why I had to replay it several times, actually, to make sure that I wasn't tripping. Because what you don't want to do is make a math equation and don't come out right. But there's only one GoFundMe we know that Tasha K made, right? So why would she say this after what she said, right? So let's watch. Here we go. Once again.
that was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll.
And y'all know she's going on tour, right? Everything's allegedly. Even my name is allegedly. Okay. Well, my name's allegedly too. Even though this is from your stream that you did yesterday. Once again, you be truth telling. That's all I do around here. I don't have to make anything up. I really don't. Like I said, there's too much on the internet to talk about. Child. Soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I gotta go live. I don't give a damn if it's 0 people here. Somebody's gonna watch this on the replay. And do y'all now understand why I had to dog walk y'all on this? Y'all understand why I have to dog walk y'all on some of the destinations that we cover? Because if I just played those 2 clips at the beginning of this, wait, huh? But because I played the rant, because I showed the coverage, now I showed the deal, right, with Oceanic Trade Winds. Shout out to Beth being beautifully honest. Thank you, Beth, so much. Appreciate you. And then showed you the live stream that she said this in. A ring-a-ding-ding. Now, more than likely what will probably happen is Tasha K will probably not really mention this until another content creator mentions this stream. And then that's when she'll bring it to the forefront. But she's not going to go toe-to-toe with somebody that's only got 3,000 subscribers, only 1 million views. She's not going to do that. Now somebody else at maybe 50,000, 100,000 were to cover this, then she would respond, because guess what? The numbers give her traction, right? Y'all understand how the game works, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand how the game works. I'm gonna turn on my camera now because we done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. Child, when I tell you, there is so much you can do on the internet. My God, my God, my God, my God, today. Shout out to I said, let me pull up her channel and give her some love real quick here, y'all. Give me a moment. So here is I said YouTube channel. Go like, comment, share, and subscribe to her. I'm gonna drop her link to her channel. Show her some love. It doesn't hurt to be kind to people, y'all. Give me one momento, please. Thank you. There we go. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. So there is I said YouTube channel there. So yes, like, comment, share, and subscribe. That is her channel page right there. Oh, no problem. It's no problem. It's no problem. It's no problem at all. And like I said, y'all, I don't have to do anything just to do anything. I really don't. I really do not have to just do anything just to do anything, y'all. And like I said, when I first saw this, I'm like, no, there's no way. There is no way in her God-given mind, right, that she would be this careless on YouTube. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. But, of course, you know, as a man thinketh, so is he. That is in the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so that's really all I got for y'all. This is a bonus tour, you know. I mean, this wasn't planned or anything, but I was like, soon as I heard it, and I could, you know, piece it together, I'm like, oh, you done fucked up now. Y'all, this is how Tasha. Sorry, y'all. Okay, sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. What in the actual hell is going on? But anyway, like I was saying, I could not believe that she would be that careless on YouTube like that. But hey, listen, it's another day in the neighborhood, y'all. It truly is. But like I said, this do come out. Like I said, y'all heard it here first. No, I'm not doing this to take down Tasha K at all. This is publicly available information. Like I said, what I said, I'll be truth telling. That's all I'll be doing over here. That's it. That's literally it. That's all I'll be doing over here. Just minding my own business. You got any other plans for the weekend? I said what I said. Like I said, I'll be here for a little bit longer, y'all. We'll probably end the show around like maybe 1:30 or so. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say, hey, talk to y'all about this, and that was it. So this ain't no hateration, dragging, or shading at all. This is just publicly available information. It's out here now, so So if she tries to go back and cut it out, y'all saw the original stuff here, because you can edit the stream. You can. Let's see here. Just trying to get my house clean. Same here. Trying to get my place cleaned up as well. My granddaughter was here the entire summer, so I've been offline for a month or two. Understood. It's been a lot going on, my friend. A whole lot going on. As you know, I'll stay on top of it. Stay on top of it, as I often do. And by the way, there's a woman named Tasha Fortune, identified as the woman found lynched in Mississippi. So prayers up to her and her family as well. Mississippi's it's very much a hotbed right now for what is going on with Nolan Wells, but we also want to recognize the others that are going through things as well. Yeah, I understand. I do. I mean, this is the thing about me, though, right? And I think you've known me for long enough, right? I cover, social issues more than politics. You know what I mean? Because I believe that the issues that are going on with us socially usually leans into politics anyway, right? And I always say, if you want politics, go to political commentators that can break down policy, that can break down this, that, and we're talking about this from a humanistic point of view. And the thing that I learned about YouTube is people can tell if you know your shit or not, right? Now, I don't know everything, but I do know what I know. I think that's very important, that you do what works for you. You know what I mean? So... like I said what I said. She knows I cover a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? I think I said what I said. See me in many different facets. From, social issues to reality TV to entertainment to pop culture, breaking news. Like, we do everything over here. I mean, all you gotta do is just wait. Yeah, I don't like injustice at all either, my friend. I don't. Never have been here for it, never will be here for it, So, I feel you. I'm absolutely here with you. But yeah, I want to clean up my place here a little bit, and then some of my friends when they go out tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then I still got y'all. Put a ring on review to do. Episode 1 dropped last Friday. Episode 2 was yesterday. So gotta watch that. Give y'all a review on that. And then Sunday, Horror Hustle Houston, the final episode. We'll talk about that on Sunday. Then Monday, it's my birthday, Monday! So very excited about that. 32 years upon the earth. Very excited about that. Praise be unto God for that. And then, of course, D23 coverage will be happening August 14th, 15th, and 16th. So BFP Imagineering will be here to give you all of the breakdowns of all the big announcements from Disney. And, we're getting into... We're about to be into fall, y'all, and getting ready for regular television and, new shows, and, we'll be doing more reviews of stuff. So there's always something over here. Always, always, always. Then before you know it, it'll be 2027. My God. But yeah, we're just chillaxing, y'all. Yes, indeed, y'all. We're almost there to 1 hour and 30 minutes, y'all. And then we'll head on out and end the show. But this one was a good one. I wanted to come on, talk to y'all like I said, and catch up. It's good to see I said what I said. So yes, so here's the thing. Put a Ring On It is not back on the air. They do have Put a Ring On It cheat have, which is like 3 couples and they all cheat on each other in various ways. And so I am covering that show, yeah. So, but I don't think Put a Ring On It is back. Not yet, anyway. I think this is a spinoff of that franchise. So. So definitely covering that. Still waiting for the Never Ever Mets. Where's the trailer at, damn it? I'm ready for the Never Ever Mets. And of course, as you guys know, the Ray Love panel, we're ready to come back. I talked with them not too long ago and just said I miss them. I miss the inside jokes. I miss the comedy. I miss, you just never know what's going to happen when the four of us get together. So I definitely miss them as well. So, but yeah, so. Yeah. Put a ring on it. Cheat Hab. So it's a spinoff show. Hang on, let me bring it up here. So this right here. This is the show you're talking about right here. Yeah, I'm covering that show for sure. For sure, yes, I'm definitely covering that show. So yep. So I'll do it here pretty soon. I may do it around like 4 o'clock or so, or 6. We'll see. But I did episode 1 last Saturday, so I'm gonna try to do episode 2 today as well. So. Hey, 3 people, welcome in. Glad to have you here. If you're wondering what we have talked about this afternoon, we have talked about Tasha K and how she basically said this, y'all.
That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll. I said, don't let that GoFundMe fool you. That was a troll.
Yeah. That this GoFundMe here, right here, this GoFundMe was a whole troll. Oh man. Oh man. Another day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I said, you got me on IG, right? Let me know if you do. If you don't, I'll show it real quick. You know what? I'm not doing this with you. Nope. I'm not doing it with you. Okay. Let me show you my IG real quick. Listen, like I said, as a man thinketh, so is he. So that's the IG there, Braylon_Lee25. DM me there so we can talk offline. As always, it's good to see you. I love you. I value you. I embrace you so much. Like I said, y'all, this ain't no takedown. Tasha K, she does that on her own, but I do not think in the fashion that Milagro Grams did a give, sing, go after she was boasting and talking and, doing this, that, and the third about that she is going to win the lawsuit and now she's doing this, right? If it's not cool for a man to say, don't worry about that GoFundMe, that was a troll, it should be the same for a woman. a man, woman, or a child should not deceive people out of money. If you think that's cool behavior, we live on two different planets. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm not going to compromise my integrity just so I can live a life. Right? If you are good at what you do, your gift will make room for you, and in due time, you will get yours. And by the way, there's nothing wrong, by the way, with saying that, oh, you know what, I think I should be bigger than where I'm at. There's nothing wrong with that. If you meet somebody and they say, right, that, oh, you know, I'm not jealous of anybody, that's a damn lie. You know what I mean? So, and like I said too, if you are not responsible for your gift, and y'all heard me say this before, if you're not responsible for your gift, you can lose your gift. You guys have heard me say that before. But if you don't move your gift in a responsible fashion, you can lose spaces to move your gift into. I really believe that. I truly believe that. So, like our anthem says, just because we're not seen by everybody doesn't mean we're not being seen by who needs to see us. At least we're moving in a fashion where we can still wake up and go to sleep knowing that we're good over here. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to say that, y'all. So I'm not trying to take her down, but she said what she said, child. I didn't have to bring up nothing at all, okay? So, just... anything else, my friend, before I get out of here? I'm waiting for I said what I said to see. Okay, and great show. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day, friend. I definitely will. Thank you so much, everybody. That's it for me. One love, much love, all love. I am out here. I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Maybe at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock for the review of Put a Ring on It, Cheat Hat. But like I said, y'all, this is all publicly available information. You can go to Tasha K's, page and literally pull up the stream. Beyonce dropped Tamar Braxton begging, Soldier Boy, Wake Up Call, Charmaine the God, Lizzo, and I'll drop the stream and the timestamp, right? Because we're fair over here. We're fair, because I don't want anybody to say, oh well, Braylon, you're making it up. Timestamp. So look for that show and go with that timestamp. Y'all can hear it. I ain't gotta lie on anybody. The words if I said what I said, I be truth telling. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Bye, everybody. Love y'all. Bye. Oh, let me say this last thing. In case any wino wants to send this to Tasha K, and Tasha K wants to drag me on her show, you do realize that by dragging me, people are just going to come back to this stream to watch this, right? But also, too, if what I'm saying ain't true, don't respond to me. Don't respond. Don't respond. You got bigger fish to fry anyway. But if you do respond, it must be true to some damn degree, a fifth, quarter, or a half of it. Peace, everybody.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
What geese?
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day. What we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams. KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus Media Station. And now, back to the jams. Hip-hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls where
R&B. J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station, Power 923 Jams.